Morning, it is Wednesday morning, and you know, me saying Wednesday morning on this video helps me to know the start of the video when I'm editing. So a lot of you might be getting bored of me saying it's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday. It helps me obviously with the editing here. Last night I ordered so I have these conversations, obviously dialogue with the company in China. However, when I get in from work, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning for them, and then when I get up for work at like 4 or 5 a.m, I think it's like 1 o'clock or something for them, I can't remember now. But so normally I wake up in the morning, and that's when I'll get most of the stuff sorted out between them. However, the person who's doing it from China is actually really, you know, hard working, and they literally message me at all hours. But I ordered the concrete moulds yesterday for the yard, so the next thing is I was looking at like a way of mixing the concrete better, because at the minute I've got, you know, 2 like Bella concrete mixers. However, it's just going to take ages in them. I want to try and work out the capacity of the biggest block or the biggest slab, and make sure we've got a barrel that can take that, so that when we pour them on, it's like, right, put 1 mix on, bang, and then we've also got a bigger capacity thing. But then they do, I'll show you all the designs, they do like a self-loading one like this, which I thought was quite cool. They do a big mixer that you can load with like a dumper or whatever, and then obviously mixes it. I just don't know if we've got any capacity to use it elsewhere other than these, so I'm a bit hesitant. So I was couldn't quite figure it out in my mind, like what style would be best, and like if we're going to be able to use it again once we've done these slab sort of things. Or I don't mind if it's perfect for doing these slabs and everything else, I'll buy it and then obviously use it, and then I can sell it on and still get sort of value for money out of it. But I just couldn't quite figure out the best solution in terms of, and then I was thinking maybe we could have a fixed one that if we needed some concrete on the job, or I could get a trailer one if we needed concrete on the job. But then you'd have to have a grab wagon or something then to be able to like lift a ton bag of stone, cut it, put it on the job, put it through the mixer. And then they do one that's on a trailer with a pump, which I thought was cool. But yeah, you can see why my head's just like... So I'll leave that one for the day and come back to it with a fresh mind, because I am in zombie mode this morning. I was back and forth with Rachel about taking Anderson to his mum's, and I was just like, oh. But you get up, and I feel a bit better now. I feel like I've caught something off Anderson, because last week and like up to the day I just felt but pulling up to the student job now, and plan today is to get the brickwork at the back up to damp proof, so that we can then get all the hardcore levelled out, ready for concrete, and the lads can finish off the water main and soil pipe. That's the plan for today. I feel like that's been the plan for the last week, but and we need to take the scaffolding back to the yard. Dave, Tom's already here, which is good. Right, here we go. Just a normal day of issues at 8:10. Hey, 8:10. We've got, I told Joe and Lewis to expose the lead and channel it back all the way to the main. 1, so that obviously we can weigh the wet lead in, and 2, we've then got the trench to lay the new pipe. However, they took a shortcut and just dug here and damaged the pipe, and now we've had to cap it off there. It's not one that we can just connect the thing. It's a lead one, and it's the old stop tap. which doesn't actually work, so we need to contact United Utilities. They'll come out and swap that for free, but when they can do that, I don't know. So I need to go and get a lead to 25mm MDP adapter. I've got some. I think I'm sure I've got one on my white van. However, the white van's just full of materials at the minute, so I can't even access anything. I know there's one in the lockup, so I'm going to go to the lockup. But there's no point driving the lockup, so we're going to take the scaffolding back to the yard and then go to the lockup. And then obviously, hopefully I'll have to do that live. So what I'll do is I'll bend that back, cut it clean, water will be spraying out, and then I'll slide the adapter on with a pipe attached, obviously, to the drain. And then I'll slide that on, water will go into the drain, and then I can tighten it up then, and then we can turn it off. So we need to go and get the adapter and a 25mm stop tap, and we'll get this run in. So yeah, they're the normal issues for the day at 8:10 because we've got no water to put a mix on. So we're back on the student job. Oh, is that your water? No. And what we're doing now is we're gonna obviously connect the new 25mm main. So what we're gonna have to do, because we're gonna have to do it live, so I've opened this up, so that's fully open. So as I connect it, obviously the water will come through here. It won't just like squirt out in my face. Well, it will, but not as much. We've got a 25mm to 15mm adapter. So Ben, if you hold this bit into the gully or the access chamber here, and then I'll go that end. And now we want a nice clean cut on the lead, so rather than trying to use like crimping cutters little thing here, we're going to hacksaw it. And this is the adapter we've got. So this bit attaches to the lead. I'll show you now what it does. Dave, you'll have to film this. Yeah, hold that, because I'm about you able to get soaked. Yeah, come in. Yeah. That's it there. Yeah. So as you can see there, we've got. I'll get it out. Being lazy. We've got an adapter, and then this bit has got metal teeth on it. So that's what grips the lead. So that'll go in first. Then we have that. Then we have obviously the rubber that goes into there. So we're going to get those bits on, and then this bit can get connected on. So always have an insert, because you're putting obviously compression on the joint is how it works. And again, these ones, so what happens is this bit crimps round, and as you pull that in and tighten it, it crimps obviously the plastic and holds it in place. So these are a lot easier than, there you go. So make sure that goes fully in. And then I've got a spanner in the van for this. I need to go and get that to tighten them all before we bury it. Oh, need that. Clean that off. Right. So keep that bit handy. Lou and Joe, it's crimped there, so I've got to go back to that. So I can't even get my hacksaw in at the minute, so I need to excavate round this so we can get a bit more access. Oh yeah, sorry, we need to explain. The reason we're doing this is the stop taps knacker doesn't actually work. So I'm going to try and do it live. Right, so I've exposed this bit a bit more. What I'm going to do now, get a nice clean
That's that pipe?
Yeah.
Where's the rubber missing out of it?
Oh, we're on.
And then obviously that would have been a lot more water in the hole if we didn't have this going in. So turn that on, Ben. It's got crap pressure, hasn't it? I don't know whether he wants us to have a look at that, whether wait for United Utilities to get a... That is awful, isn't it? Is that how full? Is that on full? It was a bit more than that, wasn't it? Is that it?
Let's say like that stop cropping the streets, like Jane, so it may not
maybe that's not on full, you mean? Right, we'll have to ring United Utilities. See if we can come out and do that. Let's go and have a look at the... So, oh, Ben's got his music on, but we've got new tap in there. And we've got the pressure on now. And you can see, obviously, the new connection. We've just dug that out, so what we're going to do is just leave that. Obviously, I'll take a picture of it now. Go for lunch, come back, and hopefully it's still in the same position. So what we had to end up having to do was, when you come to use this stop tap, the cover was actually on an angle. So I don't know whether when we either, you know, in the past they've had a skip, or because our skip got chopped off the other way, didn't it? But it was just on an angle, so it looked like it was always like that, but you couldn't get onto the stop tap properly. So I think when Ben was trying to use the, where's it gone? This. He thought he was onto the tap, but he wasn't. So I've just lied down, as you can tell. I've just laid down and made sure that I was definitely on the stop tap and managed to free it up. So we've managed to turn that off. And well, I'll turn it back on, hopefully. So we're hopefully going to get more pressure now. But it doesn't seem to be as good pressure as you'd expect, sort of thing. So we'll probably still ring United Utilities, see if they can swap that stop tap.
I knew I should have tested the stop tap myself, although Ben had to go, so it wasn't like it was one of the new lads who said, oh yeah, it doesn't turn. But yeah, managed to obviously get that done. Hopefully that is it now. I do prefer getting it, if the United Utilities come out in the time that we're still doing this, I'd prefer to have one pipe from the stop tap through to the back of the house. Don't like having joins that are underground, just because, you know, it's a potential area where it can something go wrong. And then no sooner to do that, I've got to go to emergency call out now, which is to isolate a 32 or a 25 mil supply so that they can demolish the building. So they want to isolate it, but they want it on a stop tap so that they can in the future start using the water as for site cabins and stuff after the house has been demoed. So United Utilities is coming out tomorrow not United Utilities, Scottish Power are coming on tomorrow to disconnect the power. So I've got to do it today whilst I've got access to electricity for the concrete breakers. I've got a generator, but although the generator says it does 2000 watts, it doesn't, because I've got a 1500 watt breaker, and every time you plug it in, it just flags up as not enough power. So we'll go now. Hopefully, I'm just going on my own for this one. Hopefully I'm just going to find it, expose it behind the other side of the fence, and then turn the water off, cut it, and fit a stop tap and a bit of pipe coming up, and then that's it. It should be done. Just been to Screwfix and was looking at emails when I was in Screwfix. I had one off a company I've been messaging about the precast slabs, and they do obviously all things precast, and obviously I just googled them, so I thought, you know, they're in the UK, and they've just come back to me and said, oh yeah, delivery wise, they said, oh well, we're only over the road from your yard, so why don't you pop in and pick them up. So literally they are over the road, so I've just come now, and I'll just have a little look, see what they've got. So it turns out the warehouse is over the road, however the actual shop and offices are in Lancaster. So yeah, it's literally everything's boxed up there. She said we can collect them there, however we'd have to do the order, and then I was hoping to go and have a look at the different styles and stuff, but no, we'll do that. Do you know what's good? It's good to know this type of stuff, that obviously they are only around the corner, so if we did, you know, need more of that stuff, we can just literally do it, pay it, and then go and collect it from there, hopefully same day. But yeah, next one will be at this call out, and then the call out is by my dad's house, so I'm going to try and do two birds with one stone, and my dad needs something doing on his gutters, so I'm going to go and do that, and then I'll try and measure his land for him, depending on how long this call out takes me. I'm hoping I'm going to get there. I'm going to find this water main in the street, I'm going to follow it to the boundary, and then I'm going to make a big hole in the boundary, dig it, find the pipe, and obviously cut it, pull it up, put a stop tap on, job's done. And then that's ready for them to obviously connect to. Then I'll put a bit of pipe there. Maybe I should have got a joint as well then. Maybe I find it, dig it, put a joint on it so it sticks up, and then put the stop tap above ground. Yeah, I'll have to do that. Let's go and buy a joint. I've just been to Screwfix as well. So I've just been to the yard to pick up the breaker and an extension lead and some 25mm MDPE pipe, just in case I need it, because last thing I want to do is be over the water in Chester and be thinking, oh, I need this, that, and having to go and buy it when I've got it all on the yard. So hopefully I've got everything I need. However, when I was at the yard, we moved obviously I moved all the pallets last night, but I got the forklift stuck, so when I was with Dave before, I obviously used the digger and went like nudged it out again, and those wheels work so much better. Like, I know it's obviously a bit of a faff having like the potential of getting punctures and stuff on it, but they don't half grip better than obviously the solid ones for the terrain we've got now. But I feel a lot more confident that they're going to be able to put the slabs and move everything around until it's all slabbed, and then kind of excited about, you know, making our own slabs and obviously putting them down. It'd be good. But while I was there, I was on the digger, and one of the neighbours, like about 10 doors down, come out and said that you know, she was upset, she was nearly crying, saying that, you know, it's the noise is just unbearable for her, and she's lived there for years and she's been used to it just being completely quiet, nothing going on that site. However, she knows it's a builder's yard because she's been there that long, but she said that it was never like a proper builder's yard, it was always a yard, it was a builder's yard where he stored stuff and that, but it wasn't like a B&Q and that. But then I stood there and talked to her for about 25 minutes and just went through everything with her and said, look, you know, what can I do to make it better for you now? I mean, I did have that open for her and no one come. She said, well, if he did another one and not at 10 o'clock, because most people are in work then, the more people might come with. I feel like if I did one now, I think more people would come because they might have genuine concerns that they realise that, you know, I mean, I hope she walked away realising that everything I was telling her was that the planning is for the benefit of me and the neighbours. So she was saying, you know, no one wants to look at all the stuff that's going on in the yard, and I said, well look, I've put planning permission in for a fence, however you've objected to it. And then I said, you know, all the machines and that, and she was like, well yeah, the noise and whatever. And I said, well, if it was inside the steel shed it wouldn't be as noisy, but you've objected to the steel shed and you wouldn't. She was like, well, scaffolding. I said, well look, that could be hidden away. And I hope that obviously after it, you know, she realises that I understand a bit more now about, obviously it is causing more stress than I realised in terms of, for what I just think is, you know, an engine, obviously to someone else who's not heard it before and has lived in the street, it's obviously a new noise that is more annoying. I don't know whether it's more annoying or whether it's annoying because of they know where it's coming from. Like if there was someone doing the garden with a lawnmower, I don't think you'd have the same thing, but if it's like because it's coming from my planning and my yard that everyone's against, that it's become this thing that when she hears that noise it's then more annoying. However, I say I hope that one, when the fences go up, and two, if we do get planning permission for the steel shed, that obviously when that goes up people realise, you know what, that is actually better than obviously just what was there previously, just an open yard. But she didn't want houses there, she didn't want a yard there, she just wanted to be bushes. But I just explained that no one's gonna, you know, I'm the only one willing to put my money where my mouth is and say, well, I'm gonna buy it and do it, turn it into a yard. If people felt that strong about it just being bushes and weeds and like somewhere for hedgehogs, foxes, squirrels, rats, whatever else to grow and live. And I did sort of explain that, like, you know, that's the world we live in. Everything changes every year. If it didn't change, the world would just die. So even animals, like if all the animals never moved home or didn't, like, their environment changes every year anyway. So the fact that I've cleared weeds off the yard, I've got no, you know, I don't feel bad clearing weeds off the yard. The animals have lived there for a little bit and then I've cleared them again. It's not like because they've lived there for a year, it's now their home and I can't do anything with it. You know, they're not endangered species, they're just rats and normal animals that will just move somewhere else to live. And yeah, hopefully some good's come from it, and it's made me a bit more aware of obviously the noise and stuff. So I don't know if there's anything I can do with the digger though, because that's just how loud it is. I just explained that it's the smallest digger I can buy, so that engine is like, you know, they're all that loud or louder. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll do another open forum and see if we can get any sort of constructive feedback from it, because she did actually give me some stuff to go over. Like we did speak about the fence and explain that, you know, putting concrete in because the last one was burnt down, so we don't want someone to be able to unscrew a fence and get onto the yard, which I think she understood then. She said, as long as the wood's in front of it, it'll look identical to what it did. But yeah, fighting a losing battle, I feel, but as long as I can be genuine and polite and obviously upfront about everything we're doing, hopefully that'll go a long way eventually. But yeah.
So I'm here at this call out job and here's the water main. Actually own up to that line, so this is on their boundary. However, normally the water stop tap is on the main street, however this one is right on the edge of that. So what I'm gonna have to do, I found it coming in off, there you go, that blue from the main. However, it's very tight that goes into the house, so what I might have to do is go inside the house, cut it as tight as I can to the wall, take all this tubing off and see if I can pull the stop tap out basically, and obviously connect the new thing up this side of the wall so that you've still got use of it really. So here we go, we've got obviously the main coming in from the street here. You've got basically like a plate, I don't know if you can see that, and then obviously the main going in. However, I think that's like a push fit one, so what I'm going to do is going to cut it here. I'm going to pull this up, so I'll probably dig some of this back so I've got a bit of flex, and then I can put our stop tap there then, and then they're ready to go then. So I'm going to cut that and then just bend it up. Sound. You got another like. You got another 50 mil down if you want. Right, job done. So you can see where we've disconnected the old supply, so everything inside now is off, and then what they want to do is obviously when they demolish this and that, they'll reuse this to go to porter cabins or something for the demolition team, so they wanted to keep that bit in. Sound. So I'm just on my dad's roof, and you were getting water, or all the water off this roof was coming down this downpipe in the M1, wasn't it? And this one was obviously hitting the back of the window, and then when it was really heavy rain, he was getting drips on that window, was it? And then you were also getting a few drips here, but I've just put some easy lead over the cracked tiles, because obviously I didn't know about these, so I didn't know there's another cracked tile here, but I've run out of easy lead on my van. And then we're just gonna have a look at that gutter at the end now. Right, I am on the way back. I'm on the motorway on the way back from Chester, so I've just been to my dad's and obviously fixed a few bits on his house, and had a look at his planning. However, his wife is sort of handling the garden sort of potential sale / planning. They've had someone out, he doesn't know who, but he said they want 250 quid, so I was saying just make sure. I'm trying to offer all the help I can, but I feel like his wife's a bit reluctant to obviously take the help from me, but I don't know why, because obviously I can do all the drawings and everything for free, and I'll contact the council for them on their behalf. But anyone else they're going to get in now, I can't help but feel that they're going to get someone in who's going to offer some sort of service, and I've got a feeling it's going to go along the lines of, right, we need to get drawings done, and then they'll get drawings done by any random architect. It'll be like 500 quid, and then they'll submit them, and planning will say, well, no, you need to change this, that and that, and then they'll just keep paying money out and money out and money out, and then once you're with the same architect, you're then stuck with them in a way, because then, like, to make an alteration they charge like, I don't know, they might charge like 250 quid, and you'd be thinking, oh bloody hell, another 250 quid, and then another 250 quid, and you'd be thinking, oh, but then the cost to go with a new architect would be even more then, so you're sort of stuck. So I hope that doesn't happen to them, and I just can't see why they wouldn't let me come and do the drawings and liaise with the council, because obviously I'm the only person out there that they know who's got no financial interest in this at all. So I'm one of the only people who can give a proper unbiased opinion and do it honestly, sort of thing. But you know, you've got to let people make their own decisions and stuff. But yeah, we'll see. I'll try and force my way in, and obviously try and help my dad out, because I don't want them to get ripped off. And it's so easy in that side of things. Anyone who's been through this type of thing or been through planning or whatever, and you'll know, like, you know, you start off by saying planning, you know, maybe £1,000, and then like
a year or 2 years, whatever, down the line, you're thinking, oh my god, we're like thousands into planning here. I know people who spend 20, 30 grand on planning, trying to get plans, and they, you know, still haven't got them, and you think, I just don't want my dad to get stuck in that sort of trap. Right, I'm on the way back to the yard now, because it's about 5:30, and I didn't put the cover on the forklift or digger, and it started raining as soon as I got on my dad's roof. I need to go back, and I've had an email back off planning about the fencing, so they're saying that a timber fencing, which was already there, would be likely be acceptable, but they can't tell me whether it would be acceptable or not until the planning's decided as a whole. So then I've gone back and said, how about I just submit a planning purely for the fencing so I can get this done. But I think what I'm going to do is just get these concrete panels in as soon as they're made. I'm waiting on the manufacturer to make them, and then I can just get them ordered and delivered, fit them, and then I'm thinking we can recycle all the floorboards from these houses that are ripping out, and hopefully that'll be enough to go the length of the yard, and maybe we can plane some of them in the shape of Barden builders, and then varnish them so it's like free advertising on the boards. But nah, you probably need, yeah, I'm guessing you probably need planning to put Barden builders on the fence, even if it's sanded in. If anyone knows, let me know whether that's classed as signage. But no, I do feel like that would be better. I mean, speaking to that neighbour today, she was saying that, oh yeah, well if you put the timber fence back, it'd be fine, and then people wouldn't even know we're there then, which is probably the best thing. People will start going, oh, do you know what, like, actually it's not that bad. Or maybe I'm just nuts and I'm absolutely deluded and I'm an idiot, and it's nothing's ever going to change. Yeah, I haven't got time to go back to student job, but I'll ring Ben now and check where they got up to. Hopefully the gas got delivered, because that said it was going to get delivered today. If the gas pipe got delivered, they got the water main in, and they've got the soil pipe in, ready to go up that to the first floor, with the only stud wall we've got in that bit. So the only thing I need to chase now is the architect, but it's after hours now, so I'll have to do that by email when I get in. How weird is this green screen option? You feel like quite, like as if it's like, I don't know, an ego thing, like putting me in front of the traffic that I'm currently stuck in. But I've just got a call out from the call out company, so I just messaged them because they're always sending me jobs in Chester. So I said to them when I was in my dad's, I said, look, I'm in Chester now, if you've got any jobs, let me know while I'm over here. And they just sent me a job. Guess where it is? Right next to the yard. So what's the odds of that, me saying that I'm in Chester, any jobs in Chester, and they go, yeah, we got a job, it's in L19, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm actually heading there, which is great. I say I'm going to get paid to go past the yard now, so if you do this call out, go to the yard, cover the digger and forklift, and then yeah, I can go home, go to bed, and send all these emails that I need to do as well. So I'll let you know what this job is, whether they let me film or not. So I've just finished the call out, and unfortunately for them, all the electric went off. And I don't know if you can see where I am now, but this is Bowden Road. So I've just come out of the property, and literally I'm on Bowden Road where my yard is. So I've literally just done one of the neighbours' call outs then. Not quite the neighbours, I don't think he's the one who would be objecting to me build his yard, because he's like he's just off Bowden Road. But yeah, there's still another happy customer, even though his call out was a quick one, because I got there and he was like, all his electric was off, and I was like, his RCD had gone, which tells you that he's got a live touching a neutral or an earth somewhere, and obviously there's a difference between live and neutral, and the only way to get that is either normally like a fire or water, or they're the most common ones. And I was like, what were you doing when it done it? And he said, oh, I was using a steamer. And I went, oh, let's see the steamer. So I unplugged it, turned everything back on, it was fine. As soon as he plugged the steamer in, bang, tripped. I went, right, trying a different circuit, bang, tripped. I've got my continuity tester on the plug, and every single pin was in continuity with each other, which means that there's water leaked from the steamer and it's touching live neutral and earth. So every time he plugged it in, it was tripping. I said to him, you know, you pay for an hour, I've been 5 minutes, anything else you want me to do? So I went round, just checked, obviously all the electrics in his house, his smoke alarms weren't hardwired, even though they said they were on the board. And then someone had put the lights on a permanent feed, so they didn't have any RCD protection, they were straight from the main switch. So I've just sent him a text that he can then send on to his landlord, because someone has just passed that the 3rd of this month. So the 3rd of this month, someone's done an EICR on that and passed it all. And yeah, there's all those issues that they obviously haven't done a proper EICR. So that's why they take me so long, because they do them properly, whereas other people must just charge buttons and come in and just look around and go, yeah, it looks sound. Right, I'm just at the yard now. I'm gonna put the covers on these in case it rains tonight. So I think I've made a decision on the yard in terms of the next machine to buy as well is the concrete mixer. So I know this morning I was deliberating on it, and I spoke to my mate who owns the family-owned Spot Mix, the concrete, who we get the what are they called? Like obviously the not plyometrics. I can't think what they're called. It rhymes with plyometrics. Oh, literally, my head is. It's too late. It's gonna annoy me. The plyometrics, the Viamet. And that's gone. Anyway, the big concrete wagons that we get that obviously mix it on site with the augers and whatever, that I can't remember the name of. And I was just chatting to him. Obviously, he knows everything about concrete inside and out, and he said, if you're going to be mixing them on your own, he said, just make sure you get like, you know, you don't want to be mixing them by hand or anything like that, and make sure it's like in one mix. So whatever the biggest size, like slab or Lego block or whatever it is, just make sure it mixes that in one go, so that it comes out consistent. And I was like, yeah, do you know what, that's right. So I've gone back to the company in China. Obviously she'll be asleep now, it's about 1 o'clock there, and I've emailed to say, right, this is the biggest pour that we're going to do, which I think, if I work it out, is the Lego solid Lego block, because they're 1.8 by 800 by 800. The slabs are 2x2, but they're only 150mm thick. So I think the concrete Lego block is a more meters cubed than the slabs. So we need to make sure that we've got that enough, and also we've got a way of like tipping it in. So yeah, I need to measure like the height of the mould and make sure that, unless like the one that comes can be fingered into barrows or whatever, as long as it's mixed and then we just barrow it in, I don't mind doing that. But it'd be ideal if we could have it on a chute so it's got to be self-loading, so we put it on the digger or load it with hardcore from the digger, and then it tips it in, and then we do sand and then cement, and it tips it all in and mixes it, and then when it comes out we just need to have like a nice way of it going into the moulds that's not too labour intensive. So I was thinking the other day about like obviously using the brick crusher, and it's great, but I was trying to figure out, I'm going to do it when I get in now because I probably need a pen and paper for it, but basically at the moment, say we need one person at the top to check for blockages and whatever, so I need to weld something, do something with that so that it's not getting blocked, or if it gets blocked it doesn't affect the shifter, so that it can get blocked and we can see it, turn it off and do it, so it's safe, and then we can take that person away. But at the moment it needs one, and then obviously one person loading it, so minimum 2 people. If they're on whatever an hour, £12.50 say is the least And then we need to work out how many ton the crusher does an hour average, so that I can work out, we can buy it from Grundy's, say for £15 a ton, 15 to 20, I can't remember if it's 15 or 18 pound a ton, or we can obviously crush it, but it needs to work out that if we've got 2 people crushing for an hour and they only do a ton, that's what, £25, and we can buy it from Grundy's, I think. So they need to be doing 2 ton an hour roughly to make it worthwhile crushing. Or I look at it and go, well, actually people are paying to get rid of this waste at our yard, and then we're recycling it, so it is better. That's where I think obviously you can start to make money rather than just break even. But yeah, right, that is it. I'm going to go to David Lloyd now and relax, because I am absolutely done in this week. I must have caught something off Anson that's like a minor one that I've just not got rid of. So I'm going to go to David Lloyd now and go for a swim in the steam and sauna. But yeah, I'm excited about ordering a cement mixer.